The holidays are coming fast and I'm trying as much as I can to inspire you with lots of recipes, and I'm gonna do the same today with this one, with this Christmas wreath. I will start with the ingredients and directions for the dough, for which I'm gonna need 70 grams of soft butter at room temperature, lemon zest, 3 tablespoons of sugar, 7 grams of dry yeast, 60 milliliters of warm milk, 60 milliliters of warm water, 2 eggs, a pinch of salt, and 450 grams of flour, all-purpose flour. I'm gonna put yeast with around 1 tablespoon of sugar in a bowl and cover it with water. Mix it and let it sit for about 10 minutes for that yeast to be activated. In a bowl, add eggs. They need to be at room temperature, exactly like the rest of the ingredients. All of them need to be at room temperature. I'm gonna mix those eggs with a pinch of salt. I'll add sugar, the rest of the sugar. Mix everything really well. Grate the lemon zest and try to use lemons that you know the zest is good for human consumption, so the lemons are not sprayed with any chemicals. Add the warm milk. And of course the yeast that we mixed with sugar and water, and you will see that it's almost like a foam. Add it over the rest of the ingredients and mix it well, and start adding flour. And add it gradually, mix it with a spatula, or you can use even a mixer if you want. Rip apart the butter and start kneading with your hands. And knead the dough for about 10 minutes until you incorporated all the flour, and the texture of your dough is almost changing while you are kneading. After you incorporated all the flour, take it out of the bowl, and I like to knead the dough on the table as well. If you need to add a bit more flour, but try not to add too much, you can knead really well that dough, and we will have to let it rest and rise at room temperature. Try to keep it in your kitchen, probably is much more warm over there. I spray with some oil the bowl, and I'm spraying also the dough because I don't want to this one to get dry. I'm spraying with oil. Cover the bowl with cling film and let it until it's gonna be double in size. Now let's prep the filling, for which I'm gonna need 55 grams of flour, 50 grams of minced almonds, 80 grams of butter, 3 tablespoons of sugar, 1 teaspoon of rose water, 1 teaspoon of almond extract, 120 grams of dry cranberries that I'm gonna rehydrate and mix with 120 milliliters of cherry liqueur and about 1/4 of a teaspoon of rose water. So pour over those cranberries this cherry liqueur and 1/4 of a teaspoon of rose water, and let them sit for about 10 minutes to rehydrate. And when it's time to use them, just drain the liquid out and use only the fruits. So now I'm gonna mix that soft butter with sugar in a clean bowl using a wooden spoon. Add minced almonds, almond extract, rose water, and mix it really good. Add flour, and at the end add those fruits, the dry cranberries that we rehydrated with the cherry liqueur. And this is the filling. It's like a paste with dry fruits, and it's gonna be delicious. After the dough rise and double in size, stretch it with a rolling pin on a silicone mat, and try not to add more flour on your surface, on your working surface. Stretch it pretty thin, like 1/2 centimeter thin, in a rectangular shape as much as you can. And spread the filling with a spatula or a knife or even a spoon all over the dough. Try to cover as much as you can all the surface in an even layer. Roll the dough. Try to roll it pretty tight and seal the edge. And I'm gonna use a knife to cut the dough from one end till the other. And this way you're gonna see the filling nice inside of this dough. Preheat the oven at 180 Celsius or 350 Fahrenheit. And these two pieces, try not to touch them too much. We want the filling to show and all those layers. I'm gonna twist them up and braid them up one around the other, and place them in the oven tray on baking paper. So I'm gonna take one of them first in the tray. We're gonna braid them so the filling will face up. Bend them to be like a wreath, and braid them together. Wrap them around each other like you see me doing here, and in the oven, to make sure that the ends don't unwind or yeah, I don't know another word for this. Try to pinch them all together as best as you can, so they don't untangle. Bake this wreath for about 25 to 30 minutes, or until you see that has a really nice color on top. And in the meantime, let's prep the glaze. And for this, I'm gonna need about 1 cup of powdered sugar. I know it's a lot of glaze, but as you see in the recipe for the dough, I didn't use much sugar. So this will give a lot of sweetness. And mix this powder sugar with 2 or 3 tablespoons of milk. Use cold milk. Try not to add too much from the beginning. Add it gradually so you can see the consistency, the texture of this glaze. You don't want it to be too runny or too thick. So add milk according to the texture of this glaze, how you want it. After the wreath is baked, take it out from the oven, let it cool down for about 5 minutes, and you can glaze it with the glaze that we prepared. It's gonna be looking amazing on your Christmas table, and for sure it's gonna be really tasty. Please don't forget to subscribe. Please press the notification bell, give thumbs up to the recipe that you enjoy, and leave a comment down below. Find reasons to smile, and I'm gonna see you here again with another recipe. Bye bye.